Hi, this is Damian Nawa from skatingcast.com. In this material, if you can ping when you've seen an earlier film, not, I invite you to click here and go to this movie. We're gonna take another step. I assume you can skate because Penguin allowed you to make such short moves and enter simply into inline skating, into sliding, yeah? So if you can skate like this, what now? Now we have to look for our balance. It will be very nice to go down to your toes and to your heels. Look, we're gonna want to take a few penguin steps. We give the legs in parallel so that the rollers do not go super fast. It's important that we can get through, let's say 2-3 meters, then it's okay. If you have good equipment, it will be for you very often. And I want to come down, touch our toes and skate a few meters. 2, 3, 4 meters, maybe 5. Then we get up and try it again. Look how it looks. So I'm making myself a penguin, I'm going down, I'm touching my toes, I'm going on, and I get up. I'm trying to repeat the exercise, that is, some penguins again, I go down, hold my toes and do it a few times. A very common case during getting up is something that we try to get up fast and straighten and up. See how I bend down. Watch out for these 3 golden rules and proper inline skating position. So I came down here and when I get up, see this, my head, my shoulders are still here leaning forward just like that. It doesn't straighten and up like that, because at this point you're gonna roll off your feet and your bum meeting the ground. So that here too, the knees act as shock absorbers and they are doing the main job that I'm down and I can't touch my toes. When I'm in class with my students, there's also often something that they say, I touch my fingers, it's okay. Okay, but your ass is too high. Here's the thing, give your backside very low. Ideally, if your backside, it will almost touch your legs. But also a very good option is if your ass is almost parallel to the ground. It's not that way, it's parallel. This is also a determinant that you're doing it very well. And now, why are we touching those toes? Primarily because we want to get a little off balance. Because we're just learning, we're just really starting out. So just going down to the toes will give us a little sense of better balance. But this balance is only about to come, because now we're gonna learn to touch our heels. And what's now? Touching your heels, like you're gonna give your hands on your heels, is a bit you'll carry that burden because your hands will also weigh something and carry you part of the weight actually back of the inline skates, and that while still skating we're in the move. It's easier to just fall back because we're moving. So we want to get our heels on and keep that position for now. So see what it looks like. After a few penguins, I get down to my heels and try to skate like this. If somebody watches ski jumping, it's more or less like this in run jumpers. If not, write yourself on YouTube ski jumping and see what jumpers looks like on the hill. So, penguin goes down and touches my heels. My backside is low, I touch my heels with my hands. And it's okay. Now we're gonna try to get our legs closer together. So as long as we've got the penguin wide, try and get the penguin after you've pushed back to give your legs closer together to the width of your hips. So now we do the penguin and narrow position while skating for now without bending over. Look at this penguin. Narrow position, right? I'm going to hold my position and try to do it again. A few meters you have to skate. As I can do that, I've got my legs close to me, so now I'm adding a distance to my heels. And you'll notice changed again. You will hold your weight a little differently. See? And at this point, if someone has some problems, for example, he has knee problem, he can't bend down that low, he's not stretched or blocked by something, then he can't do it. Then he tries like the lowest he can do. It's important that legs are close to each other, because if you can't do it and your legs are narrow and you're trying to touch your heels, you'll just feel that your weight is actually going on your heels and your tibial muscles here will work hard. Your toes were also trying to lift themselves up in rows, so you're actually gonna feel like you're going to get your heels. And this is a good place, because that's what we want. At first, it's worth knowing your center of gravity and boundaries of balance when I fall back and when I don't fall. It's good to know something like that, and it's good is even the first time you're gonna fall in a controlled way to break that barrier and then bounce back from it. What is it? Now we're gonna try the same few penguin steps and legs close. We go down, we touch our heels, and now as we touch our heels and have a position so that the head is still firmly in the front, but at the moment when I'm gonna start straightening up and now I'm standing very hard on my heels and I had the feeling that I will just fall on my ass. That's why it's very important to get down low, because if you can't hold that position, you'll fall from a higher height. But let's just say you can go very low. It's while we're skating that we'll lean back and get back in position. We want to bounce back from the edge of our balance. It doesn't look like it's in this exercise whatever was going on, but believe me, when you start skating, do this, you will know the seriousness of this exercise. We bounce back from our center of gravity. We get to know that, which makes it easier for us. Then we'll practice and learn how to rollerblade and get to know our comfort zone and the place where we keep our balance. So, penguin, I bend down, grab my heels and lean back. I already felt like I'd still be a little bit. Boom! I'm lying on my backside. Thanks to that, my backside is low. Now I would like you to, if you can get your backside that low, because now we have two situations here. If for any reason someone is unable to do such a squat, it's better not to do this exercise because his center of gravity will be much higher and then you can just hurt yourself. So that's the exercise I'm about to show you don't do. But if you can come down really low like me, parallel to the ground or even lower, we make a fall and it may look like in this way. Low speed, bend down, lean back and boom! Controlled collapse. Attention, by the way, the technique of getting up after a fall. Always through my knees. See, I've done the key thing now. We don't try to get up and try that way. You must have to first just get on your knees. When I'm on my knees, I put my foot here close, see under your backside. I don't give it too hard in front, I don't give it inside. He's here. Now, before I get up, I'm gonna show you by the side all the wheels on the ground. Now see, two hands on your knee, back straight, but I'm a little bent. Here, my head is at the height of this knee. I don't get up like this. I'm just leaning on this leg. Backside up and I can support myself very strongly on this leg and get up very quickly, get the other leg and I'm up. Just notice, I get up and my position, I'm still leaning forward. I could have just got up. It's a very common case, standing up and leaning back, because I got up too straight. Okay. About this fall, we want to know the limits of our balance on purpose. What happens then, how quickly the legs leave, that it's not controlled, how much it helps that we're just close to the ground. It helps a lot. That fall wasn't difficult at all. You can also catch on your hands here. True, I remind you that falling on your backside is not recommended, at least because of me. I'm recommending a fall forward. Then I use all the protectors and my hands would defend themselves. Because the fall from a high position, that's why people who can't came down on inline skates like that better not do that fall down. They can just grab the heels and giving hands in back here to feel their center of gravity. If you think it's funny, it might look like that. However, it makes a very large difference if you actually know your center of gravity. You know how to go down here, change that balance really, so it gives a lot beginning. I encourage you to go out on your own and practice it for yourself, or about if you don't care about opinions of course, as we've said before, so practice it where just is a cool asphalt place. Try to extend your stay like a slip-on inline skates, which is a deal if you can only make a few penguins, legs narrow, and skate the really longest distance that you're able to make of these penguins, because now as hard as you are gonna push those penguins away, you're gonna go that far because you're gonna give yourself such a rush. So there's another little step to extend your stay in the skate, because inline skating is not just about me waving my legs all the time. That's not the point. This is where we want to use our rollers, bearings and wheels, so we take a few steps to get a little bit more speedily, and we're taking advantage of the fact that they going alone. It's the biggest fun in inline skating and skates too. Okay, so what? I'll keep my fingers crossed and see you in the next episode. Bye!